Good morning. Welcome back to the How About Football podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, and today I'll be going over my previews and predictions for this upcoming Sunday night AFC Conference Championship game between the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I put nine quotation marks because kickoff time is 6:40, not really too late. Weather-wise, looking like Kansas City, it's really high chance of rain. Starting around 6 o'clock is when the rain's supposed to come in. It's going to keep going until late in the night, around 12, 1 o'clock. So it does not look really promising for these two pass happy teams. Expect a lot more rushes from each team if this rain is a downpour. Um, Kansas City ranks 24th in rushing attempts this season, while Buffalo ranks 19th. And if you take out even half of Josh Allen's 102 rushing attempts for Buffalo, they finish around 30th in rushing attempts. If you take out all of his rushing attempts, they'll finish last. So passing, on the other hand, has Chiefs ranked third and Buffalo 11th. It'll be really interesting to see how much rain is actually really coming down during the game. Let's take a look at Buffalo's injury report first. The two questionables for their team is going to be the Buffalo Bills defensive tackle Vernon Butler and an impressive upcoming wide receiver Gabriel Davis. Now, Butler had a quad injury this week, and Davis had an ankle injury that he sustained versus the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. Neither practiced Wednesday or Thursday. Both were limited on Fridays, and it's going to have a big effect on Josh Allen if Gabriel Davis does end up being out this game because he's become a really reliable third option behind Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley while John Brown was out. Now, John Brown is back, and he performed really well against Baltimore. He did play for Baltimore, so he could possibly understand the defensive schemes a little bit more. But while he was out, Gabriel Davis showed up. Now he's kind of sitting around fourth or third, depending on which they go with for John Brown deep threat or Gabriel Davis possession. Kansas City, you can rejoice, be happy. Mahomes has announced that he cleared concussion protocol and is off the injury report, so he is all good to go. The suspicion that Mahomes didn't actually sustain a concussion was true. That's really good news for Kansas City, not so much for Buffalo, obviously. And for the rest of the injury report, there were 5 questionable players and 1 already being ruled out, that being linebacker Willie Gay. Gay missed last game versus Cleveland. Didn't really have too big of an effect on the linebacker core. 4 of the 5 questionables being Rashad Breeland, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Rashad Fenton, and Sammy Watkins were all limited practice the entire week. While a new addition to the injury report this week was Le'Veon Bell, who was absent on Wednesday. I believe he gets a vet day most of those days and didn't practice at all Thursday or Friday. So it's going to be really interesting how the Chiefs game plan with these injuries sustained at the running back position right now. You obviously don't want to put Mahomes back at risk after seeing what happened on their last QB option play. It's actually going to be the matchup of the game for me, is going to see how each team designs their rushing attack for this looming increasing odds of rain. For the Bills, their rushing attack this year has been subpar, but that shouldn't be something that they dwell on because of the impressive play that Josh Allen has had so far this year and how the passing game has taken immense strides since the 2019 season. But since we're talking about the rushing attack, let's look at the rushing game for Buffalo. This year they finished ranked 20th with Devin Singletary taking 37.9% of the rushes and Zach Moss having 27.2%. And also Josh Allen would come in third at 24.8%, leaving the rest of the field made up of players like Gabriel Davis. I believe John Brown had a rushing attempt, making up 10.1% of the other rushing attempts in the regular season this year. Now, the Bills did lose a key piece to their rushing attack with the loss of Zach Moss in the wildcard game against Indianapolis, and he was out with this ankle injury for the rest of the season. He just had surgery prepared a few days ago, and hopefully he comes back next season and continues his impressive play in his sophomore year. Now, last week against Baltimore, Buffalo would have their lowest rushing yards of the season with a total of 32. That can be attested to 2 things. One is the fact that they had a total of 3 rushing attempts in the first half, one being a Josh Allen scramble, and one being, and 2 just being like really quick gives to Devin Singletary. And also having a total of 9 rushing attempts, which doesn't include Josh Allen's 7 for 3 yards, which includes 3 kneeling attempts to end the game. So really, Josh Allen had 4 attempts. So that'd be a total of 13 for the team. And the other fact would also be that Baltimore's rush defense is first in the league, and Dominic Martindale has made up impressive game plans all year to stop really good rushing attempts with his defensive schemes. We saw that versus the wild card Tennessee Titans versus the Baltimore Ravens, holding Derrick Henry to 40 yards. So I think for this game, they're really going to need to get Josh Allen involved in the run game. They're going up against a 21st ranked rush defense, and I think the best option for them is to have a few designed option plays. Now, the Chiefs run a 4-3 defense. They have, I might mess up this pronunciation, Capasagnonin. Give me a sec. I'm going to look that up. Pronunciation. He's a left defensive end. Tanaho Capasagnonin. Here we go. Pronunciation. It will be just Passanio. I don't know why I was even attempting to pronounce a K in that. I know it's in the front, but it's silent. Just Passanio. And you also have Chris Jones on the left side, and then Anadi and Clark on the right side. Now, what I want them to do here is when they run these option plays, I want them to target Passat. See, and now I'm wrong again. The left defensive end, not named Chris Jones or Anadi or Clark. So I want them to use him as the read option. I want them to see whether he targets the running back or Josh Allen. And I also want them to pull the right guard, John Felicio, to tag Chris Jones. I'm going to help out. Chris Jones is a really impressive Pro Bowler at the defensive tackle position. And by doing that, it's going to help open more space. The center will end up taking on Nanati. And they'll also leave the left linebacker, the will linebacker, Damian Wilson, to as the only other defender who's going to try to stop Josh Allen if he does end up pulling the ball, not Mike linebacker Anthony Hitchens. For the Chiefs, I really want to see what their plan is with the injuries that they're currently dealing with. The official depth chart has Clyde Edwards-Helaire as running back 1, Le'Veon Bell as 2, and Darrell Williams as running back 3. If the injury report holds true throughout the week and the Chiefs do not have Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Le'Veon Bell, they'll be left with Darrell Williams and Darwin Thompson. So really, so far, this week has looked promising for Clyde. It looks like he will most likely play, but no one really knows until Sunday, and so we'll see how he's feeling. And with Bell, I'm really surprised. Just comes up brand new on the injury list this week. But from what I looked into, he's currently dealing with a swollen knee. He had that while on the Steelers a few times. So I'm not too sure how he is feeling right now or going into Sunday, but not practicing all week does not look promising. I know this might sound outlandish. I know that people never say this, but I think the Chiefs may struggle this game. It's going to sound crazy, but just hear me out. Leslie Frazier, the defense coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, put up a incredible game plan to hold the number 1 rushing team of all time, that being Baltimore Ravens last week, to just 150 yards on 32 attempts. They're low all year. This Chiefs rushing team, or this Chiefs rushing ability, nowhere near Baltimore's. I mean, it's just not even comparable. Just is the same as way you could compare it how the Kansas City Chiefs passing game is so much better than Baltimore's passing game. So the game plan doesn't even need to be as top tier as it was against Baltimore. Secondly, Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, has shown that he likes focusing on the pass game more than the rush game. His play design for rushing attempts have been okay at best this year. And you can see that with how they rank in yards per carry, near bottom half of the league, like right around 22nd, and rush touchdowns this year, ranking right around 25th. You can also be attested to, Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback, you gotta throw the ball more. And here's the thing: is he doesn't even call plays on offense. Andy Reid does. And third, this rain looks like it may be pretty serious. Passing in this game is not going to be easy, especially against the coverage level that the Bills secondary has shown the entire year. Players like Jordan Poyer, Tre'Davious White, and now I'm blanking on the other safety's name. But really good secondary. They've performed well all year. And I think Patrick Mahomes, coming back from a concussion and also dealing with a foot injury, you not going to be able to count on him on rushing attempts because we saw how that happened with QB option. You just don't want to put him at risk anymore. So they're going to have him staying in the pocket, and he's going to be going against a really impressive secondary in all this rain. It just isn't looking promising. But I'm never going to doubt this Chiefs team, though, because the second they do turn into the so-called underdogs, they'll put up 30 points in the second half and win with ease. They showed they could do it in and out every single game. Let's take a quick look. The first matchup they had earlier this year, the Chiefs did top the Bills 26-17 on the first game of a doubleheader Monday night back in Week 6. In that game, Allen Wood put up only 122 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns on an interception. This would be his least amount of passing yards all year this year. And for Patrick Mahomes, he would have 225 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But the main show would be Clyde Edwards-Helaire's 161 rushing yards. This game was affected by weather, as it was also raining that afternoon and extremely windy. Both games are going to be weather-based. One was in Buffalo, one was in Kansas City, and I just really want to see what these teams' game plans are going in. Rain, I think it's at 71% now. I set up all this last night, and it was at 60%. Checked again this morning. Rain for Kansas City is 71%. Starting at 6 and 100% at 7 o'clock. So by kickoff, it should be raining. So quick, my final predictions for this game. I'm going to end up taking the Bills 28-26. I don't expect it to be too high scoring, but yeah, I just have the Bills. I think they are on a hot streak right now. I believe 8-game win streak since their loss to Arizona. And if you don't count that in, they'd be on like a 13-game win streak. Also, I have them winning the Super Bowl over Green Bay, so don't want to ruin my predictions that way. But that's going to be the end of the episode. This episode, expect on Monday a recap of the at least the AFC Conference Championship game. I think I'll do NFC on Tuesday, and then something special. Wednesday, I think I'm going to start my quarterback or my prospects NFL draft analysis and player profiles. I'll start with quarterback, my top 10, and then most likely on Thursday or Friday, I'll be uploading my preview and prediction for the Super Bowl. Thank you.